As we continue our journey, verses 4 and 5 present a turning point in the narrative that speaks directly to the heart of the gospel message. In verse 4, John expresses a profound emotional response to the realization that no one was found worthy to open the scroll or look inside it, stating, "So I wept much, because no one was found worthy to open and read the scroll or to look at it." This moment of despair highlights the depth of longing for redemption and the seeming impasse in the unfolding of God's redemptive plan. John's tears reflect the collective anguish of creation in anticipation of redemption and the fulfillment of God's promises. It underscores the gravity of the situation and the deep-seated need for a mediator who can bridge the gap between a holy God and fallen humanity. John's weeping is more than a personal expression of sorrow. It symbolizes the spiritual longing of all creation for restoration and the unveiling of God's will. However, the narrative takes a decisive turn in verse 5, introducing a figure who changes the course of history. "But one of the elders said to me, 'Do not weep. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, has prevailed to open the scroll and to loose its 7 seals.'" This proclamation marks a dramatic shift from despair to hope, from impotence to victory. The elder's command to John to cease weeping is a profound declaration of the gospel's power to address the deepest needs and longings of the human heart. The titles attributed to Jesus in this verse are rich with biblical significance and messianic promise. The Lion of the tribe of Judah echoes the patriarchal blessings in Genesis chapter 49, verses 9 through 10, where Judah is likened to a lion, symbolizing strength, authority, and the promise of kingship that would come through his lineage. This title points to Jesus as the fulfillment of the messianic promises to Israel, embodying the strength and sovereignty needed to accomplish God's redemptive work. Similarly, the Root of David draws from the prophetic literature, particularly Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 and verse 10, where a shoot from the stump of Jesse and a root from his roots will bear fruit, symbolizing the messianic king who would arise from David's lineage to establish justice and righteousness. This title emphasizes Jesus' rightful claim to David's throne and his role as the eternal king whose reign fulfills God's covenant promises to David. The elder's statement that the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, has prevailed to open the scroll and its seals reveals the basis of Christ's worthiness, his victorious accomplishment. The term prevailed suggests a triumph achieved through struggle, pointing to Christ's victory over sin and death through his sacrificial death and resurrection. This victory qualifies him uniquely to reveal and enact God's will as contained in the scroll. For believers, these verses offer profound comfort and assurance. John's weeping turns to joy in the revelation of Christ as the worthy one, reminding us that in the midst of our own despair and longing, the gospel offers a message of hope and victory. The revelation of Christ as the Lion of the tribe of Judah and the Root of David affirms that God's redemptive plan is secure in the hands of the one who has overcome. It invites believers to trust in the sovereignty and goodness of God, who has provided in Christ the answer to the deepest needs of creation. Furthermore, these verses challenge believers to recognize and celebrate the supremacy of Christ in all things. He alone is worthy to reveal God's will and bring to fulfillment his redemptive purposes. As we reflect on the significance of Christ's victory and worthiness, we are called to a posture of worship, gratitude, and obedient submission to his sovereign rule, finding in him our hope and assurance for both the present and the future. This passage transitions from a moment of profound sorrow to a declaration of victory and hope, centering on the person and work of Jesus Christ. These verses underscore the centrality of Christ in God's redemptive plan and invite believers to find in him their joy, their victory, and their ultimate fulfillment of all God's promises.